So hello everyone, today I'm having a dynamic personality from CIBMRD College, who is the principal of college, Miss Amishi Arora ma'am. Hello ma'am, how are you?
Hello, Harsh. How are you? I'm good. Thank you so much.
I'm also fine ma'am. Thanks for asking and thank you so much for coming here with us and talking on thoughts on education. And
It's my pleasure.
first question to you is why do you like to be in an educational sector rather than any other sectors?
To be very honest, Harsh, I entered the sector quite by accident. I had never envisaged that I'll be building a career in the education sector. After I completed my studies, since I had topped my exam, I was invited by my director to engage a few lectures. That was in the capacity of a visiting faculty, and I grew to enjoy it. I took lectures, and the feeling after engaging a lecture with a student was something very satisfying. So slowly, I drifted into this sector, and I began to love what I was doing. I felt that by God's grace, this is just my cup of tea, and I'll be able to contribute well in this sector. It's been 28 years now, and I'm very happy. And God has been very kind in helping me build up my career very, very satisfactorily.
Very nice, ma'am. And next question to you is being in such a good position of leadership, can you say something about your leadership skills?
Again, to be very honest, Harsh, um, I have not really done anything outstanding or very specific. Again, I would just say that it has been God's blessings. But a few things which I understand about leadership. Now, I have worked in a few different colleges, and having been associated with the leaders of those colleges, there has been a difference. And I have imbibed certain values after learning from their mistakes, from their success stories. And I felt that these are few things which would help build a leader's career very well. One is that you have to lead from the front. You just can't say that tum jao ye kar lo, ye tumhara kaam hai, and you sit back and enjoy. So it is, let's all do this. Okay. And you start doing it. That is one. Secondly, you have to consider everyone. In the position in which I am in right now, I'm just not looking after academics. There are so many other different things which are non-academic in nature and which I have to see. So I've learned a lot, like whether we have got the NIT permission, the municipality permission for the construction of this floor, whether the sweeper has come today or not, how is the gardener working, which are the placement companies which would be coming, what are the students complain, what does a specific faculty have to say. So it's 360 degrees, and you have to look after every area, every dimension. I can't just say that being the principal of a college, my job is to look after the academic issues only. There are a plethora of non-academic activities which are far more than academic activities. I have a dean in place. I have delegated him the responsibility of taking care of the academic curriculum structure, functioning. I have a placement officer in place who looks after that. I have delegated a lot of administrative responsibilities, but finally I'm answerable. So how each of these people are performing, I'm answerable. So as a leader, we have to take each and every aspect into account. We have to ensure that all are in with us for a common goal. That's most important. And I always tell, to be put in a very crude language also, I always tell all my faculties कि अपनी दुकानदारी अपने को चलानी है. We can't expect the government to help us. We can't expect the management to help us. If we want to do well and if we want to progress well, and if all of us want good salaries, and we have to put it in. So once, this idea sinks in my teammates, and that there is a common objective and goal, it works well. Again, I'm fortunate to have an excellent team with me. All work hard in their respective areas, and all are very, very competent. A third aspect is that you have to be visionary. You have to see the future needs of the society and the students' parents also the future needs of the industry, and groom your students and your college activities accordingly. You have to steer your college activities accordingly. You cannot continue with the cliche, the set way of doing things which has been going on for so many years. Now is the time you have to take. The society is looking for a change. The new education policy is also being introduced, and there is going to be a revolutionary change around the corner. We have to be prepared for that. So you have to be a visionary. You have to envisage what would be the needs. You have to prepare yourself and your team well in advance, and then work towards it. I can go on and on. It's endless, but I'm sure you have other questions in store for me.
Yeah, sure. Very nice, ma'am. And next question to you is, tell me something about your institute. What is the USP of your institute?
Yeah, thanks for asking that, because I would really love to share this with the audience. Even when we submit our documents and our SSR for NAC, etc., there is a area where what are the best practices which are being adopted by the institute. So there are a couple of things which I feel sets us apart and which have helped us in grooming our students well. Being an MBA institute, MBA, BBA, also providing BVoc and BCom, one activity which we've indulged in is industrial mentoring. We have counselors. So we have the psychological counselors who come once in 15 days, who sit with the students and listen to their problems, hear out their issues. So that's a mandatory activity which we've been doing it for years. But since a few years, we introduced this concept of industrial mentoring. And we roped in a lot of our successful alumni too in this. And we had these people representing various functional areas in the industry, like a person who's very experienced in the finance domain, somebody who has experience in the marketing domain, a man from the operations department, somebody who's worked in the international business arena. So we've had a pool of such experts from the industry who come, sit with our students once in a month, counsel them and what are the expectations of the industry, how you should be gearing up for that. They also help us in getting small projects, also help us in internships. And this is an activity where we keep in touch with our alumni. And this is an activity which has guided our students very well. Our faculties are also mentors. Then there are special counselors who are appointed. Apart from that, we have this industrial counseling system. This is one. And another area, with the help of these industrial counselors, industrial mentors, as we would like to put it, we've also involved our students in field immersion activities, which becomes a part of their assessment as well. So for every subject, every faculty is required to give a practical activity wherein the student is required to go out in the market, in the field, gather the data or perform some action over there and present back by way of a report and a presentation. Then that experience is shared by all. So what happens is that the finance faculty may ask their students to be associated with some firms, read and analyze their balance sheets, and we give them a question to calculate the working capital or something else related to the finance sector. So from where they have been working. So this is how they get first-hand information. If it is marketing and if it is related to advertising, so how is client servicing done? So the student is expected to be associated with an advertising firm, work with the people, observe, and prepare a report on that and come and present. So when he's presenting in front of the entire class and his juniors, everyone gets a fair idea of how the market works, how the industry works. Little, small projects, not much. And then these are also part of the evaluation. This, and apart from the fact that 20% of the syllabus has to be taught by industry personnel. So we have roped in industry into academia very intimately. And this has given us results. This has helped students become more employable, and the field immersion activities become part of their project activities, which they mention in their resumes, and that has helped them face interviews to a big extent.
Very nice, very nice. And next question to you is, what are your thoughts about a youth of India?
Youth of India, majority, as per my experience, is very, very casual. We are not serious about anything in particular. And we are so job oriented. We never think of starting our own enterprise. We are made to think in such a manner that पढ़ाई नहीं करेगा तो नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी, अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं लाएगा तो तेरे को अच्छी नौकरी नहीं मिलेगी. Why don't we think, teach, nurture and express the fact that you need to stand on your own feet? तुम capable बनो कि तुम चाहे इकोनॉमी बहुत अच्छी हो, बूम में हो या ना हो, you are able to generate income for yourself by doing something of your own. So this is one aspect which I felt. हम लोग entrepreneurship के लिए बहुत कुछ करते हैं, and it is my personal passion also that we be known as an entrepreneurship development college rather than just an MBA college, So we have an ED cell, we have an incubation center over here, and we do a lot. In fact, we go beyond our reach to help our students set up their own enterprise. But the number of students taking advantage of this opportunity is sadly very less. And on researching on this, analyzing on this, we've understood that students feel 1-2 साल हम जॉब कर लें फिर हम सोचेंगे इसके बारे में, So it is like पहले तो जॉब करना है, and entrepreneurship will think later. The moment they start doing a job, they don't want to leave the job and think towards starting their own enterprise because that's the security which they get.
Yeah.
So वो बाद में तो और भी नहीं होता है. शुरू में कर लें तो फिर भी, one can expect them to be able to be good entrepreneurs. And now with the government doing so much to promote startups and entrepreneurship development, I feel the youth of this country should come forward and take advantage. There is so much provided by the present government that most of the students are not aware, are not motivated, and are not trained to take up entrepreneurial activities. So this is something which we've realized and we've worked on. And I feel this should be adopted by all.
Yeah. So as you said that students or the youth needs to be should not be a mark oriented or a job oriented. They should be a skilled person.
They should be a skilled person, and they should be trained in such a manner that they are able to withstand the ups and downs of the economy.
Yeah.
And maybe the institutes are also not doing enough about it, but my observation is that students are not motivated enough. Students are all job. And job, kya karna hai, kahan karna hai? MNC mein. Everyone, It's like this. सबको एक MNC में अच्छी job चाहिए. And again, they don't want to work as a salesperson. They don't want to work in the marketing area. And I feel that's the area where they need to learn.
Yeah.
जो skills आपको as a salesperson सीखने मिलती है, even if you're working for a year or two, will help you in your career lifelong.
Yeah, exactly.
Those skills will really enable you to deal with people. So this is one, and I found that students are very casual.
Yeah.
Students are much smarter than what we were at that age. Very sharp, and everyone is very tech savvy also, far more than we are. So these are the plus points. And I feel that the students can go a long way, do far better if they just become a little serious about their careers, not casual. There is a 20% of the lot which is very serious, focused. Unfortunately, 80% of them are not focused. They don't know what they want in life. And they're just, following the herd. सभी लोग engineering कर रहे हैं या medicine कर रहे हैं. There are so many opportunities. दूसरे इतने सारे, मतलब I feel one should recognize one's aptitude and develop a career in that.
Yeah.
ये नहीं होता है.
Exactly. So next question to you is which key change did you done in your institute for a better outcome?
Which? I'm sorry, which?
Which key change have you done in your institute for a better
outcome? Yeah. As I mentioned, there are a few things which we did. Industrial mentoring, which I mentioned earlier, really helped us. Then we had this concept of subject seminar. So at the end of the semester, everyone is required to be presenting what they have studied. So this way that enables them to prepare their notes. When they are presenting, the others present also acquire that knowledge. And field immersion activity has also helped us develop our students. With that practical insight, students gain a better understanding of the subject and of the market. These are a couple of things which we've done. And more than that, we've been, I think, more focused on extracurricular activities to, build the confidence and pull out the students from their shells.
Yeah, like soft skill oriented programs.
Soft skill orientation. There is a dedicated time slot given for student development program.
Yeah.
They have aptitude tests, they have current event discussions, they have language training skills, not just English, but other language training skills also. And also, computing skills. So this is not part of the curriculum, but an additional activity which is evaluated and which gives them credits.
Yeah.
Apart from this, there is a lot of focus on getting value addition certification programs. So if you have specialized in marketing management, then there are so many certificate programs which are offered through Swayam, totally free of cost. There are so many other various such similar platforms. So we encourage, rather we make it compulsory for students to acquire at least 2 certificate programs in one year. So one in each semester.
Yeah.
This enriches their profile, their resumes.
Yeah, exactly. And our next question to you is, what is your source of motivation? Please say something about this.
My source of motivation are my students, honestly. During this it is so but apart from that, it is for all leaders, I would say, not just leaders, for everyone. If you want to excel in your areas, you have to have the passion. मतलब कोई भी काम आप कर रहे हो ना, तो करने के लिए मत करो. Like I may delegate some activity to a person, some administrative responsibility to a person, and because I have delegated that responsibility, that activity, that person is required to do it. But if he or she puts full heart and 100% his soul and heart in that activity is bound to do better, much better. So that goes for all of us, including myself. And this passion to excel, do well, and serve the society is, I think, which keeps us going. When I see, especially in the BVOC students, I had students which come to me who couldn't open their mouth and speak a complete sentence. You know, they were so shy and they were not confident at all. But at the end of 3 years, because of the exposure through their internships in every semester, they are now so smart and bold, they can take on the world. So looking at their progress in the 3 years' time is motivating. That's a satisfaction.
Very nice, ma'am. And this was the last question from my side. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts on education. Thank you so much.